Our story starts with our protagonist who goes by the name Carol. Carol is an embodiment of a Gen Z kid. Staying at home, holding gadgets and electronics, hates physical interaction with others yet socializes with others on social media. Like many others of her generation, she spends most of her day mindlessly texting other people unaware of the things around her. On one fateful day, like always, Carol's everyday routine consists of waking up from bed, walking out of the room, and enters the kitchen looking for food. However, she's greeted by an empty fridge. She looks around the room, scouring for food. Upon discerning that there is no food of any sort in sight, she then decided to walk to her bedroom looking for her phone so that she could order a delivery. As she found her phone, she then proceeded to turn it on, which fails as the phone was out of battery. Seeing this, she then proceeded to charge her phone. Whilst doing this, she was able to smell her body's odor. Turns out, her last bath was 12 days ago when she went to visit her mother in another town. So she went to the bathroom and took a bath while waiting for her phone to charge. After getting out of the shower, she then went to where her charging phone was. She then proceeded to call a local restaurant and got to order food. Sometime later, the doorbell rings. She proceeds to check the entrance of her home for her food delivery. As she opened the door to her home, she is then greeted by the food delivery man whose eyes are wide open. Curious as to what shook the man, she then looked behind her only to see the daily look of her own home. Hence, she proceeded to take the man's attention and paid for the food. Upon closing, the food delivery man proceeds to go back to their store and describes to his co-workers what had surprised him. You guys will never believe what I've witnessed today. What is it? I have seen something unbelievable. Just tell us. Do you remember the address I just delivered to? Obviously, as I was the one who received them in the first place. Here we go again. He's going to talk about seeing a beautiful woman. That's not it. What I saw was a trash dump of a house. I'm sure you're just exaggerating. It can't be that bad, can it? It is. You see, when I arrived, I noticed the lack of maintenance of the porch. You can see the chairs turned over, the grass untrimmed, and as tall as my ankles. But that's not all. As I rang the doorbell, the door opened and showed me a view of the rumored trash heap, something you can only see in garbage dumps. Garbage piled on garbage. Carol, having received her food, proceeds to the kitchen and looks for a plate. As she didn't find one, she then turns her attention to the sink. Numerous plates piled on top of each other making a tower. Seeing this, Carol sighed and proceeded to eat her food out of her hands. After eating, she proceeded to her room and got her phone. Carol then spends hours using her phone until she caught a whiff of something foul. Carol tried to find the source of the foul smell, and once she found it, she realized the state of her home. Even though Carol realizes how much of a mess her home is, she only decides to lightly clean it as to get rid of the foul smell. After a few hours of cleaning, Carol once again goes back to managing her phone. As Carol went back to using her phone, she realized how sad her life is as she wasted all her years building her virtual self but not her physical self and rearranging her life.